What is going on, peasants? My name is JB, and we are back here today with yet another draft analysis, this time for NCP Nimbus Season 2, which is a league ran by my good pal, John Jr. He asked me to be a part of the league, and I'm like, you know what, sure, bro. I'm not in, like, way too many leagues as it is right now anyway, so what's another one? And, speaking of that, I decided to finally go ahead and take the plunge into making a front office server. So just with the amount of leagues I'm in and the fact that I now have to split my time, prepping for league games with being an analyst for the WBE, which, by the way, go sub to that YouTube channel and turn off ad block when you watch those videos because you're helping your boy out. But God, like I already plug like someone who has way more subs than me, so like sub to me and give me stuff. But anyway, besides the point. I decided to go ahead and make a front office server. I'm just juggling like a lot of time between prepping and helping out over there. So I would love nothing more than for you guys, anyone who's interested, just hit me up either on Discord or on Twitter. My link to my Twitter is of course always in the description, so just hit me up if you would be interested in helping me team build, helping me prep for any of these leagues I have coming up or any of the leagues I'm currently in. Just let me know. It's gonna be open to pretty much anyone who like hits me up. If I trust you or if I know you at all, you could probably just get an invite to the server and we'll go from there. But anyway, this is the NCP Nimbus Season 2. It's just a pretty standard draft league, like you can just see by the list over here, there, wherever. I still don't know how webcams work. I'm a novice, but you just have your standard 5 tiers, your mega slot, and your 4 free slots. So, like I said, pretty just standard in terms of how drafts went. And I believe I had the 11th pick out of 16 coaches. There are a lot of cool coaches in this league as well. Go check them out in the description down below. This is not an upload required league, but I'm pretty sure most of the people are going to be uploading it anyway. So, like I said, just be sure to go check everyone out. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our first round pick. The mon I wanted to build around, unfortunately, got sniped. I wanted to build around Zardex. It got taken like 2 picks before me, so I just wanted the best mon available. And that just happened to be Mew at pick 11, which I thought was pretty wild. Just the standard, just completely standard draft league, that Mew was still around at pick 11 was a bit odd to me, and I just like jumped at the opportunity. I haven't used Mew in a very long time, so long that I would even consider myself like even good the last time I used Mew. So being able to use Mew with how I'm able to play better nowadays, I think it would be a much better, much more fun time. Mew, of course, for those of you who don't know, which if you're watching this video, I'm sure you do know, Mew has incredible base stats, 100 all around, a very usable ability in synchronize, excuse me, and just one of the best move pools. Period. Mew can do. It could literally do it all. It gets set up. It gets out incredible bulk. It gets great stall breaker sets. It gets, like I said, set up pretty much however. It's a mon that can just fit any role ever, like whatever role you needed to fill up. Particularly, it can do that, and it can do it very well. However, I wanted to make sure, like as soon as I drafted Mew, I wanted to make sure I drafted a team that helped Mew fill whatever role it needed to do. I didn't want Mew to be shoehorned into that defensive defog, roost, rock set sort of thing. I wanted to build around that so Mew could shine however it needed to be, whether that be offensively, whether that be in the defensive sort of bulky role. So that was my idea there. I just wanted to draft a team that made sure Mew can do what it wants to do, what it can do best any particular week. So with that being said, something else I should mention is these aren't in the order I drafted them in the Pokemon. They're just in the order of the tiers that they're in. I'm just going to go straight down the list. So this mon necessarily wasn't my second pick. It was, I believe, like my 3rd or 4th. So I'm just going down the list that way. I'm not going in order that I drafted him. So for the next pick, I wanted to get a very good defogger, so we decided to grab Nimbus. And Nimbus also helps us, it gives us a dark type to help further deal with those bulky psychic types. Not the most offensive dark type, which could be an issue down the line, we'll see, but Nimbus provides one thing that Mew loves, and that is reliable, incredibly reliable defog. There's a meme that, Empoleon is the best defogger, but I honestly believe Mandibuzz is probably the best defogger in format. You can argue Empoleon, Tornti, Mandibuzz. I believe Mandibuzz is definitely up there. It's just a mon that can always fit defog on its move slot. It doesn't care. It can sponge hits very well, got great bulk all around, usable abilities in Overcoat, Weak Armor. Big Pecs can be useful, but it's not really that useful. Mostly you're just going to run Overcoat and hope, or if you're feeling cheeky, you can run some Weak Armor, Nasty Plot sets, but we'll see. But yeah, Mandibuzz, like I said, provides a great dark type, good pivoting options with U-turn, and just being able to chew most hits, knock off, foul play, and like I said, it's an incredibly reliable defogger. So that's what we went for there. Next up, I decided to grab Haxorus. Like I said, I wanted to build this team around Zardex. Unfortunately, I couldn't. The I believe the second option for a dragon on 1A got taken as well. So we ended up with Haxorus, and Haxorus is by no means like, damn, I ended up with a Haxorus. Haxorus is an incredible Pokemon. Has a massive 147 physical attack stat that just punches holes through teams. 97 base speed is usable, while not the best. Its bulk leaves a little be desired, but has, in my opinion, one of the 3 best abilities in the game in Mold Breaker. Nerve is also a useful ability, but this thing just sets up and punches holes. It gets Dragon Dance as well as Sword Dance to set up, and just a very usable move pool. Of course, Dragon Stab, Earthquake, Poison Jab, Fighting Coverage, Dark Coverage, and just whatever this thing may need. It doesn't get, the greatest coverage in the world, but it gets enough that it can reliably hit most things that would want to switch into it, and it's a mon I use very well. I wouldn't say I've used it very well, but it's a mon I've used in the past, and I've had a lot of fun using it, and it's another one of those things like Mew where I would love to, try it again now that I feel that I am better at the game. So next up, we have our second tier 3 pick. We decided to go ahead and grab Aerodactyl with this pick. The main reason I grabbed Aerodactyl is, of course, that base 130 speed. I wanted one of those elite speed tiers. I feel like Dr. Evil, like $1 billion, but, elite speed tiers. Ignore me. But Aerodactyl, it provides us a few things. Like I said, that massive base 130 speed. Rock Head is a good ability, pressure as well as on nerve. So good abilities there. It gives us a very fast taunter. It gives us a good stealth rocker. And a good mon all around, like with a decent all-around move pool. It's no Mega Aerodactyl in terms of bulk or speed really, but it can hit very hard. Gets a lot of fun moves, gets home close to setup. Unfortunately, it doesn't get U-turn. It gets stuff like Whirlwind and Tailwind though for support. Stone Edge that hits very hard. Good Pursuit Trapper. Gets Iron Head for fairies, and get some fire coverage, some ground coverage, and what more can you ask for? It gives me, like I said, speed. And most importantly, another rocker and another mon that is off the ground, which is always important because I tend to draft teams that are very weak to Earthquake spam. Next up is our tier 4 pick, which ended up being Gramble. Man, let me just tell you. I thought the Zardex snipe was going to hurt me. I got 3 fairies that I wanted sniped, and I was real sad about it. Like, I really wanted Mimikyu on this team. And I don't remember what the other 2 were, but I know I really wanted Mimikyu. I'm like, I think I can grab Mimikyu round 3. It should last. It got taken like 2 picks after me in round 2. Like, there was, it got picked like back up to me on round 2. So like someone took it basically with a round 2 wheel pick, and I was just like, man. Gramble is a cool mon. It's fun. It has really good physical bulk. It has an access to Intimidate as well as Quick Feet, which can be fun, if you can make it work. And then Rattled as well. But yeah, it's got some fun abilities. A good physical attacker. Base 120 physical attack is phenomenal. It's pretty slow. Doesn't have the best special bulk, but like I said, it's a physical fairy. It gets a fun move pool. It used to be a normal, like a Gen 2 normal type, so it gets a lot of fun stuff. It gets like fire coverage, ice coverage, electric coverage. It gets like the elemental punches. It gets earthquake. It gets super fang, stuff like that. Play rough. It does have access to Heal Bell. Unfortunately, it doesn't have Wish, which I really, I really wish it did. If you click off the video at that point, that's fine. But yeah, Gramble gives us our fairy and just cool mon that it's a different mon for sure. So hopefully we can have some fun with it. Next up for our tier 5, we went ahead and grabbed Zebstrika. It gives me a speed tier in between Aerodactyl and Mew, which is always nice to have. And it gives me a couple of immunities, useful immunities with Lightning Rod and Sap Sipper, as well as Motor Drive. So yeah, it's completely immune to electric and can be immune to grass as well. But I honestly see myself bringing Lightning Rod more often because I really don't anticipate many people bringing their grass types against me. You can already see I have 2 flying types, a Mew, and I have just a couple other things coming up that just help me really deal with the grass types. So Zebstrika is not a great electric type, but it's a horse. Most importantly, it's a horse. Well, I mean, it's in the horse, right? It's a zebra, but like a zebra's just a horse that was painted. So like, let's just relax. It's pretty much a horse. But Zebstrika does give me stuff like agility, which can be cool. Flame Charge for setup, overheat. It does get low kick. It does get wild charge as well as volt switch, and it, like I said, not a great move pool. It's somehow a worse move pool than Jolteon, which is pretty tough to find in an electric type. But it was a tier 5, and I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. I wanted Electivire, of course, I wanted Electivire, but it was tier 4 and I couldn't afford it, and I was sad, so I just went with Zebstrika, which was a better speed tier for the team anyway. And it's a horse, so like it's like a you win some, you lose some. So next up is our Mega, which was our round 2 pick, and I decided to go ahead and grab Mega Venusaur. Mega Venusaur is just one of the fattest Pokemon there is, period. It doesn't like to die. Great recovery with Leech Seed Synthesis as well as Giga Drain. Really fun move pool. Earthquake for coverage. It gets access to knockoff as well as stuff like Leaf Storm that can just nuke things. It actually gets Outrage too, which is fun. But mainly this thing is just here to not die and, you know, just pivot into everything that's not a Psychic type, which we have Mew and Mana Buzz to help us deal with. But yeah, Venusaur, a lot of fun. I've used it before. I had it in PCL Season 2 and I ended up dropping it, so something tells me I'm not going to end up dropping this one this time around. It's here for the long haul and it's going to put in a lot of work because I love me some Mega Venusaur. Next up, we get into our free picks. This is a mon I really wanted to try, so we went ahead and grabbed Volcanion, which now that I'm thinking about it, like a week or so after the draft, having Volcanion as a solo water type may not be the best, but it's gonna be a hell of a lot of fun. Let me tell you, this thing is just a straight up nuke. Just a fantastic wall breaker with 130 special attack, a great move pool. Steam Eruption is a very spammable move, fire coverage as well. It's immune to water, it switches into fire, it switches into ice very well, which I had a bit of a problem with ice type, so this thing just completely negates that. Fun move pool, like I said, I get Splash Cannon, Focus Blast, Sludge Bomb, and Sludge Wave for coverage. Usable physical moves as well, stuff like Flame Charge, Liquidation if you want to, you know, if you need to hit something like that has lower physical defense, you can run that. Yeah, just all around a very fun move pool. Earth Power and Earthquake, I think I mentioned both. It's also a Defogger, which is nice. It'll probably never run Defog, but it's just nice to have that option of another Defogger. So yeah, it's a really fun mon and just punches holes through teams, and that's exactly what I want. Next up, this mon doesn't really fit all that well on this team. I wanted like a couple of different things here. I originally wanted Cobalion plus Mudsdale, but you know, it's double horse there. But unfortunately, I got snapped to Cobalion, and then I don't like any other ground types available, so I went ahead and grabbed Excadrill. I don't really think Excadrill has the best fit on this team, but it's a mon I've used many times in the past and know how to use very well. Provides us with another Mold Breaker option, which is just ridiculously fun. So the fact that I don't get to use Mimikyu means that whoever does have Mimikyu, if I play them, is not going to have a good time with that, because I have two great Mold Breaker Pokemon, but Excadrill doesn't do a lot. It's a reliable Rapid Spinner, it's a reliable Stealth Rocket, it gets Earthquake, it gets Iron Head, it gets Rock Slide, it gets Poison Jab. It runs some Etc as well. It runs some combination of those, and it kills a lot of things. It hits incredibly hard, and that's really all it's here to do. It's, you know, a fairy switch in as well as like a fairy check rather. It's not like a great switch into fairies because, you know, its bulk is not the best, but it can, you know, choose some fairy hits here and there. But yeah, it's a mon that I like to use. It's a mon I've used many a time in the past, and it should be a fun time as well. Next to last, we have our boy Tauros, which is our second tier 5, further helping fill in those speed tiers. Tauros is a really fun mon. It gets great abilities in Intimidate and Sheer Force, base 110 speed, and it's a Gen 1 normal type, so you already know it has a wild move pool, stuff like Earthquake, Iron Head, Body Slam, Double Edge, stuff like that. Doesn't have like physical fire coverage, unfortunately. If this thing got Flare Blitz, whoo, that'd be game over. Good Pursuit Trapper, Wild Charge and Headbutt, stuff like that. It's just, it's gonna click buttons. If it has like a good matchup offensively or a good speed tier 1 game, that's pretty much all it's here to do. Just click buttons and do big, fat damage, and that's exactly what we needed to do. It gives us, like I said, another speed tier and just a really hard-hitting Pokemon. And then last, but certainly not least, I was debating between a Punchy type and a Ghost type, which seems to be what my last pick usually tends to come down to. So I decided to go ahead and grab Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee is another one of those Pokemon that I just love to use. It's a mon I've used like several times, and this is like much like Latios is in the UPBA. I want to give Hitmonlee the redemption that it did not get in the UBLD League. I want to give this mon redemption. I want this mon to just put in a ton of work, because I know I can use Hitmonlee better than I did there, and I know Hitmonlee is much better than I showed there. So we're just here to do some fun things with Hitmonlee. Limber, Reckless, and Unburden are all incredible abilities. Show me something that's switching into a Reckless Banded High Jump Kick from this thing, and I'll show you nothing. Unburden, like I said, helps, maybe deter the people with Tapus from bringing them. Probably not, but maybe. And yeah, good priority, Bullet Punch, Fake Out, Mach Punch, Earthquake, Rapid Spin, Knock Off, Poison Jab. Just, really hard-hitting fighting type, and it's a Pokemon that I love. Curse, Unburden, Unburden, Curse, Hitmonlee is just the best set, so hopefully we can have some fun with that. And that is going to do it for our draft for season 2 of the NCP. Be sure to subscribe, leave a like, all that sort of stuff. And I guess I should probably mention this: our Z users are Mew as well as Haxers. We got any 2 Z users, so those are the 2 I went with. And yeah, this should be a really fun time. I really like this team. It's just gonna click buttons and kill things. That's sort of what you do in Pokemon nowadays, and that's my kind of game, and I am all for it. And I really enjoy this team, and it should be, like I said, a pretty fun time. So that's gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that bullcrap, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.